I'll do. Happy 30th Dharma Megha Day. This is the day today on May the 11th of midnight. Jesus Christ appeared to me after midnight and clearing a past life of klesa, a samskara over myself that I was searching for from 17 basically to 21, not knowing it was actually a past life regression, but some darkness over myself. To need the truth, now I know knowledge of it over these 30 years. It's what's called a samskara. Which is basically an overhanging past life karma, which was what I had, which was Kali Ivana, and then after Kali Ivana, I had another life called Abhimanyu, who's famed in the Mahabharata as well. Become the son of Arjuna and Subhadra, and after that life, at 16, in the Kurukshetra war, basically became Varchas, the son of basically Somadeva, for 5,000 years, and being up in basically like Savarga Loka or Indra Loka, with the moon and the sun, basically when the Indra Lokas reside is as energy levels, and back down in this life, and this life as me now in this life, picking up and being sorted out. But yeah, Jesus sorted me out in 1996, May the 11th, appeared to me in my mind's eye. I've written this in my book of Testimony of Witnessing Son. Yeah, these things really did happen. I'm just confirming these things because this is what really happened in my life. People hate me for it. People won't believe me for it. When I was in front of Jesus, when he appeared to me on the cloud in the spiritual body of himself, and the spiritual cloud in fake comfort, only seeing the entrance basic doorway basically of him standing there in the way of the whole of the planetary realm. Because in my mind's eye he appeared to me, gave me that visitation. So this is basically who Jesus actually is and where he's at. He's in the moksha or fake comfort. He's not coming back down to earth again as the false Christian church is telling you. He's staying in fake comfort, because if anyone who gets the papers, the spiritual liberations to return back to fake comfort, is not coming back down, not even Jesus, so it's all false. Only God, Lord Vishnu, comes down from the spiritual using material nature and returns again and again up and down in the 10 avatars of this time of the Vedas that we know we're in at the moment, of the world scripture, of the real message and universe, was going down, and he's coming back as Kalki, the rider on the white horse, right? There's the horse being Devadatta. These things are going to happen. We're just the sons and daughters. I'm here as a messenger to tell you these things. If you ain't known all this, because it's all there for everyone to read these Vedas, everyone's picked up and know these stuff. But my personal thing is I can confirm I've seen Jesus. As I said, when I'm in front of him, he said, the energy and what you're telling me is that no one's going to properly believe me, which is right. This is the genius of basic Jesus and Vishnu when they're not here and incarnate to see you, to see everyone manifest. So the story is hidden, you see, the hidden ones. And so when a man tells you a story, or a woman who might be a witness as well as I'm one of the witnesses, so he's been assigned to Jesus and been re-sunned as an Ishtadevadatta Pradyumna, who Jesus, the head Pradyumic son. When people tell you their stories, you won't believe it, but you're not supposed to, and that's the genius, so you won't get jealous, so you just think we're all a bit fucking lunatic and mad and sort of like not quite with it, do you know what I mean? Or we've got some flaw in it and he's got issues or whatever, but that's the genius of what they do, you see. You had me up to believing up to that point until you said you saw it. Like this is all, in my case, when I say I was stoned a bit on African bush and then tripped out on the word Scooby and Shaggy, then went into a past life regression because I was thinking he was a coward, looking at me, my friend was looking at me as a coward, or I overreacted in my mind like that, knowing it was nonsense, but still that it had gone too deep into the subconscious, you see. The samskara, the mind groove, the klesa, you see, it had already taken hold, you see. So it all sounds hilarious, you see, moksha, it's funny, you see what I mean, moksha, so you get liberation. Most people ain't willing to get that liberation and get that point of that. It's always in the punchline about yourself. You're not ready for it. A lot of people ain't. And the highest form of you can get is the cloud of virtue, which is the Dharma Megha, the cloud of virtue. And who's riding on the power and the glory of the clouds? Lord Jesus Christ. It's a vehicle, you see what I mean, that you can ride in a spiritual universe as a way of moving around, you see. It's the message. It's a messenger cloud, a movement of how you can move around on top of it. These are truths, whether you admit it or not, I don't care, because at the end of the day, another thing I've got to say is, what am I looking for this? Am I telling you this? A load of ridicule, a load of disbelief, a load of trouble coming from people. Do I need it? No, I don't. Do I looking for a following? Well, this has happened for 30 years. I haven't got devotees around me basically serving me, putting my slippers on and cooking me food and running me bath, because I'm not that kind of natured person. It doesn't interest me to be a CEO sort of like devotee on the top of a pyramid trying to have people serving me, you see, which is like the spiritual schools are all doing these things these days, of all religions. And, you know, even in the businesses, you see, it's all triangulation to be the top boy, the top man, the top woman. Right, see what I mean? And I'm not about that. See, this is why I'm just alone and living in my own council flat, living my own life out, you see. Gone solitude in a sense, rather than trying to be a social person with loads of people around me, trying to be like the top person, or, you know, this alpha male nonsense that people play into. You see what I mean? So this is the problem with this age. You see, it's all about narcissism, being on top and controlling having people under yourselves as servitude servants in pecking order, and having the top sort of like, you know, false girlfriend, you know what I mean, who's going to be yours, or the boyfriend, or however you're sexy, bisexual, straight, or whatever your orientation is. This is what's going on here, and it's a disease of the age. So we're getting the thing called Dharma Megha, which is one of the highest attainments you can get, is when you basically give up all the pursuit for siddhis, which are sort of like spiritual powers, and you just as pure knowledge and intelligence, you know, and all your past lives and karmas are all burnt up, samskaras or kleshas are all known as, and that's what I've been awarded. I'm just living out my life, you see, and having a simple life. So 30 years on from now, where am I? I'm living in a council flat, keeping it simple. I said, I don't want to follow in. As much as you'll get from me is me projecting these things out on vlogs. That's about it. What more can I give you? Do you know, what do you get from it? What do I get from it? Apart from what I can say, if you believe in Jesus, and all I'm going to tell you is that I did see him. I'm one of the witnesses. This is a real fact, whether you believe it or not. It really happened. He's never going to take that away from me with all your intelligent arguing against me. What I've seen and happened to me is what's seen and been happened. You know? See, this is how it goes on. So yeah, that's basically what's going on here in my life, and this is the 30th year that this happened. I'm still alive. I'm 51 now. This happened to me when I was 21 years of age. Yeah, then from there I went into basically the Vaishnava world of spirituality, as Jesus on the way to the Father. Now most people believe the Father, then they get lost in the Old Testament being Yahweh. It's not. It's Lord Vishnu. The last 18 years of Jesus, he was in India, picking up and knowing the real truth. The real truth being that basically Lord Vishnu and all his incarnations is the real Father. And he is the head Pradyumna of the Vayus, or one of the relations, 4 main Vayus you can have in relationship to Lord Vishnu. One of them being a son, another one's being a brother, like Baladeva, Sankasana. The other one's being a grandson, when he's got the Anuruddha line, or the other one is basically being Vasudeva, being the parents of God when he incarnates. Most of this is the common line, I am the true vine, which is the Pradyumna line, or Pradyumni as I call it, the feminine side of Cupidism, seeing the male and female, Pradyumna, Pradyumni. The head presiding deity is Jesus. I'm just another son picking up, basically being given the blessing and basically re-initiation by Jesus. See what I mean? That's another son. That's another common Cupid, right? And if not by looks, it's conscious intelligence, new wine and new skin and new life picking up. See what I mean? This is how it is. Like, yeah, but I mean, some things I want to put forward, like, for instance, like when Jesus says come away from this world, see, he's talking about coming away from basically like churchy Christians systems that basically been now built against him in his name. Like getting married, he told you not to marry, there's no marriage in the resurrection. For those who consider they're worthy or not married, be given in marriage, and they will live like the angels. Oh, they are the children of God. This is one of the verses in the love life. Why they're marrying in this world's Christian church. Well, this world's Christian church. It's a 4th class system of deception over people. Why are they allowing voting in their polling stations on voting day when Christ Jesus said, come away from this world? Understand? Why are they then allowing the state's affairs of this Kali Yuga system of governance in their church rather than they not coming in here? This is Christ's level. We don't allow this world to stay in it. So only you then, in your own discernment, can do that in your own part. Where everywhere institutionally is out to trap you. What they call, like, in the Gnostic world, which is basically another schematic rather than the Vedas for young disciples. that was made up amongst the disciples, the main 70 of them after Jesus, which is, as I said, the young disciples, a schematic, when really you've got the Vedas teaching the same intelligence. It's there, Senda, Beta, Beta, Tattva, again, because it was simultaneous oneness and difference, you know. But see, the oneness and difference where they compare the two sort of knowledges of knowledge of the gnosis, or jhana, as we're saying, as Vaishnavas in the Vedic world, you see, and the comparison, see. So yeah, coming away from this world, understand what this world is coming away from all these institutional buildings that want to get you as a desire to want to be part of these things as a goal of your life, marriage, mortgages, taking their medication when you're mentally ill, if you have some depression, birth certificating your children, voting into their government. See, these are things to come away from. These are entrapments. They're trapping your child, they're trapping your mind in the wrong prescriptions you don't need to be on for mental illness. You know, vegetarianism rather than meat eating. You see what I mean? Another entrapment, giving up the livestock. See, it's doing all these things, not marrying, to living with each other at most. That's the real romance. All these kind of things, it's coming away from not voting into the system to get to 51%, which I'll talk about in other vlogs about basically how we got step one is only becomes not vote first. All these things are basically what is basically coming away from this world in the pragmatic reality. And this is what I've come to know of over these 30 years quite quickly. At 21 I was picking up and doing these things by natural resilience, you see. But yeah, see, again, another lie by this world's Christian church, the churchy Christians, not the actual Jesus Christ, human personality, and what he's really saying. He wasn't sacrificed. He was not a sacrificial atonement of humans or animals. You see what I mean? He's not that. It's not an atonement. His blood is not going to get you anywhere. It's your spiritual actions in your blood body of a human man and woman, and how you act is going to get you moksha or not, or you're going to get reincarnated in one of the 14 realms in the material nature, from Brahma Loka, Bhu Loka, where we are at, intermediary heaven, seven heaven, or the 7 subterranean realms. So you get really lucky and by your behaviour, and you're recognised as worthy, as not being a liability, that you can then basically get moksha and picked up by the Vishnu Dutta, basically, who are the messengers and devotees will take you to moksha out of the material nature, the Brahmanda we're in, and taken to the Vaikuntha planets, see, which is all slow graduation as well, which will probably take time, you know. Probably one of the first jobs you get, if you ever get that, would be basically picking up the new souls who've got moksha, and you'll be doing that job, so you're slowly getting graduated back into the relationship or being back in the spiritual universe, see. So like, you know, it's like coming out of the material nature, like coming out of deep water of a submarine, you know, and you've got to go through, you've got to sort of like not get the bends and be decompressed, you see, and compression chambers, decompression chambers. But you see what I'm saying? It's a slow graduation back into relationships, see. But that's the game and the aim that basically myself is living the way I do, because I want moksha, right? A last life, making the final circle of life as a man. That's where I want to be. But see, you've got to look out for this life, these orders basically just trying to deceive you into basically like getting you caught up in entanglement, because it's all about trying to make money out of you one way or another and get you locked in. I don't like it when you see you're renounced, you're playing your yoke is light, so you're playing a renounced man. So you're renounced, but you're detached from this world, you know, you're happy with what you got. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for what I've been given. Well, I've got not a lot, but I don't want much. But I must admit, I do want a free world, because we are freer than the rulers right now as a people, right, as Sudra working class people that we are, because you can walk out that door right now and you haven't got to be ushered in, like ushered around by security checks just to go out like all these presidents and kings do. That's why the reflection of them always trying to lock us down even more is upon us in the escalation of what they're doing. So we have a lot more freedom then, but not much, and then we need more freedom. You see, we need to basically, we're only given a 4-week holiday if you're working, and what you really need is basically 3 seasons back to yourself, like we used to have in the Krita Yuga, the Golden Age coming, to make that happen. And the way it's going to happen is by not voting in, coming away from this world, you see. This goes with the parable of the workers, you see, which is basically the Artha and the Dharma, see, which is Dharma being basically your career, if you get a career, and the Artha in the economic system. So we're getting doing a double. You're trying to, what the aim here is to get a free world while we're here, while we're doing our time in bleeding incarceration of material nature, and also then getting moksha from the material nature and being picked up by them sweet chariots, basically, or Vishnu Duta, to return you back home. See, that's doing the double. This is what the game and the aim of the game is, you see. Living like the angels, humans, angels, that's what it means. Subhumans, princes and princesses, to put a level on it, so known as a name. It's etc., second class, fourth class religion systems that you're in now. We're impersonal, sacrificial. The Judeo-Christian religions are, it's all about sacrificial blood atonement. But not just picking on that, it's amazing. Mayan civilizations have had this, other civilizations have been sacrificing people. It's not going to do anything. It's just nonsense. That's not going to fix anything. It's about your conscious actions that's going to change things and how you act. Killing another person for blood is not going to change anything in atonement to anybody to get anything better made done in civilization. It's just barbaricness and mad spiritual cannibalism. It's blindness. It's not going to save anything. It's really bad karma that's coming your way for doing it. And it gets you more and more entangled and prolongs your time and service in the material nature and your time in it. Ain't going to help you out, see? But these are the things basically that I've picked up and know in my time of being returned on spiritually at 21 to now at 51. So I'll leave it there for now, but as I was saying, what can I say more than have a nice day, and I hope it all works out for you, because this is all that's going on in my life, and all I do is make tunes and keep fit, and basically sometimes do vlogs about how to free the world. But this is a special day, May the 11th night, because this is the day when Jesus appeared to me as I'm one of the witnesses through my mind's eye when I was in my own bedroom at 21 years of age. And basically the soul search from 17 to 21 came to an end. The second part of my life starts to get turned on using the Vedic intelligence that got me there. And that's about it. Have a nice day, and keep well.